All right. So we're back here once again on another Couch Coach Live under the lights here on Couch Coach Live. Our penultimate episode of 2023. So we got one more left in the chamber for next week. So
Mm.
we here. What's going on, Maui?
What's up, man? Damn, one
Man.
more.
One more. One more.
2023 over with.
Over
Damn,
with, man. Crazy. Crazy, crazy,
crazy.
crazy. Crazy, crazy. It's the flew by, but we here. So we here.
Mhm.
We got a great show lined up for you tonight. Our guy Ja Morant is back, and he came back in a big way last night. Against the Pelicans. The Los Angeles Lakers raised their in-season tournament trophy. So I mean banner, pardon me. So that, and it's funny. We talked about Cam Newton. The babies was disrespecting Cam Newton. Now we got NFL reporters throwing shots at our boy Cam. So we definitely got to talk about that situation. Our games to watch this weekend, especially a very robust game, especially heading into the to Christmas weekend. So we'll
Mhm.
talk about our games to watch this weekend. We'll do our picks and a game ball, and I tease my game ball. It's gonna go to a lot of people who got a guy that got a lot of haters, but I think he shut a lot of people down this week. So definitely, we'll talk about that as the show progresses. So we're gonna take a brief time out. We're gonna kick that intro. We'll be back here on Couch Coach Live. Yes, and we like that. Shout out to our guy Big Kirko. So we back here. So I mean, hey man, he's a legend.
All right.
I mean, I don't know if he would be considered a game manager, but I don't want that smoke tonight.
Before we get
I
started,
don't
I got
want.
something to tell you.
Yeah.
My dad's he seen Alex Smith, and he said, "You know what, Sean? That was the best quarterback that Washington ever had. That guy right there." I said, "What?" I said, "What about RG3?"
Oh, Kirk,
You know what I mean?
Kirk Cousins. Yeah, I mean Kirk Cousins probably. I mean Alex Smith before he got hurt. I mean,
Right.
it's
That's what he
still
said
one of
before he
those
got hurt.
where that because he had what the 9 game, well 8.5 because he got hurt that ninth game. But yeah, I mean he was he let us back in those days. But yeah, man, he had a solid stint. When he came back in 2020, that when he really was the ultimate game manager in
Right.
2020. So yeah, man. So shout out to Big Kirko, and we got we'll talk about the term of game manager momentarily. But yeah, man, it's a crazy world out here. What's your
Right.
boy Future say? It's a crazy world out here. But we're here, and so we definitely gotta talk about our guy Ja Morant. So obviously, if you paid attention, you may not have listened to us, in the beginning of the year or whatever. But Ja Morant was suspended after essentially being suspended 8 games for brandishing a firearm on live at some point during the season. And then on Mother's Day, it was a release of the video of him, of image of him having a gun in his hand. Essentially, had a 25-game suspension. Now it's over with. So John Morant in his returned yesterday in the Grizzlies 115-113 win over the New Orleans Pelicans. Ja scored 34 points, including a game winner to beat the Pelicans. And then also in this game, the Memphis Grizzlies was down 24 in the second quarter. So what was your thoughts on John Morant's return?
Did great. Actually, the whole game, man. Uh, Zion's, just being able to watch them both. Like, they both came in the draft together, and you got to see them battle. And I felt like that's the future of the league. But yeah, man, like Ja just did his thing. You know what I mean? Aggressive. Hit his shot. They moved the ball well. The excitement was there. Both teams, man. You know what I mean? I see a big rivalry in the future. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy. The league's happy he's back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something that was missing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, you can even look at the energy of the Grizzlies.
Hmm.
Especially after that game winner. It's one of those
Right.
where, it's kind of one of those things where I think it's going to revitalize his Memphis Grizzlies team. And I know a lot of people. I mean, I think because now their record is 7-19. So
Hmm.
essentially, I think I think they're like 6 out of getting that 10th spot. They
Right.
got a lot of ground to kind of to get in these next few months, but I think if they get themselves within at least within that play-in scenario, I think they can kind of get themselves into the playoffs. But he is a spark. I mean, you got to think yourself, especially in his first game back, putting 34 points, and I definitely think this Memphis Grizzlies team could definitely make it at least to the play-in. You just see the energy on these guys, and you just see how
Hmm.
engaged they were in this game. As Ja Morant, he's just a spark, and I think that's one thing. And I think when we talked about the situation with Ja Morant, how
Hmm.
disappointed we were because we know the type of value that Ja Morant brings to the table for
Right.
the Memphis Grizzlies and also to the league. So, and you talked about as far as being the face of the league, and he's somebody that we really kind of want to put in that. So
Hmm.
it's one of the things where we're just hoping that Ja can just continue to do his thing,
Right.
stay out, Instagram live. Please,
Right.
hopefully at this point you have deleted Instagram off your telephone. Well, your cell phone, telephone. That sounds old, but you have deleted, uninstalled the Instagram app. None of your Anybody who walks around in your presence should not have an Instagram account, and they should definitely not go live. But you got to at this point. But yeah, man, it was great game last night for sure.
It's great seeing him, but no, he's not. You could tell by the words he used afterwards that he has receipts. Then he posted, which was cool. The text message between him and his mom. Well, he should be, me personally, and he can do
Yeah,
whatever he wants. I'm not in his shoes, and maybe that's how you motivate him. But truth be told, you need to be focusing to get your team back where they were because it's not the same team. Brandon's not there. I think they don't even know when he's coming back, and they need him. Steven Adams is not there.
yep.
Um, of course, um, what's they power forward's name? The
Jared Jackson.
Jared Jackson is there. Okay, cool. But they ain't got. And I think this is one of the one. I think Dylan Brooks is not there. Dylan
Yeah,
Brooks is not there. I mean, I'm now. Don't get me wrong. I looked up and they said Marcus Smart. They really was hoping he was going to be back last night, but he's coming.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool. And I don't know if I would rather have Brooks or Marcus Smart. I don't know. I know Marcus Smart got playoff um experience, but I don't know. But I think maybe hoping I'm saying it right, Coach. Was it Tyus Jones?
Yeah, he went to the Wizards. Yep, that's
He
right.
went to
Yep.
the Wizards, and I'm telling you, he was one of the most important pieces that was to that team because
Yeah.
anything dealing with Ja getting hurt or Bain or whoever, he was able to still manage the game, and he was a bucket, 3 point consistent. You know what I mean? And I think
Yeah.
that's one of their biggest losses because they were saying he was one guy that can go to any team and most likely start. So it's a lot
Yeah.
of work that got to be done. That's great he's back, but man, none of that outside stuff. It's time to focus. Like y'all got to start now, like it's after the All Star game.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because like you said, even to get in the lower bear
Right,
of entry is 6 games behind, and like you said,
yeah,
we sitting here, you 26 games in. It's gonna take you a while to kind of get in that, get with at least in striking distance of the play in. So that's why
right,
like I kind of get in the benefit of the doubt that there at least be it between 7 and 10
right,
because. But yeah, I mean, and the West ain't no joke. And that's one thing too, like you said, if you stumbling out the gates this early,
Hmm.
You got a lot of, like you said, when it comes to, like you said, you gotta get focused. Forget receipts. I'm I want to. I'm gonna show my play, and I'm just gonna just be quiet, do my thing, and just get there. But I mean, but like we said, he's a young guy. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not
we
him.
we old and gray, so
Right.
we yeah,
I mean, yeah,
we had
yeah,
receipts in the 2000s. This
right.
kid, so yeah, I get the
Mm,
receipt analogy. Hey, I mean, that's what these
right.
young kids do these days.
And
Little nephew, our little
to
nephew.
piggyback off the Pelicans, I don't. I think the Pelicans should be so much better, man. I think they
Mhm.
should be a top 14, bro. Because I'm just looking at them like you got Ingram, you got McCollum, you got Zion,
Big
you
Z.
got veterans, you got height, you got
Yeah,
everything you need. You got point guard. They should be
and
so much
youth.
better.
And youth, I like
And
Jordan
youth,
Hawkins. He's somebody I was like, as far as who was able to make an
right?
impact. He's been doing his thing as well. He's another one. I know his impact, but yeah, I mean that's the weird thing with the Pelicans. That's why I think when we did our Western Conference
Hmm.
power rankings, I kept on like they're the hot and cold team in the West where I'm like they could one week they can look like like you said, a top four team in the West,
Right.
and then you might have a situation where they done dropped like three straight. They done lost to this team,
Yeah.
lost to this team. So it's kind of a very weird, strange thing. But yeah, it's gonna be definitely interesting. And you know, Ja's gonna keep those receipts. So hopefully he has them in his pocket and keep, keep moving in 2024. So you know.
Like,
Yeah, man. So we gotta talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. So we gotta talk about this is very interesting. So the Lakers, as we all know, we talked about them last week when they won the in-season tournament when they defeated the Indiana Pacers. Um, so we all know, if we, RP to Kobe, him saying how with the Lakers with the Lakers, we don't hang, Western Conference champion banners. Um, we don't hang up divisional banners as well. So what was your thoughts on the Lakers um, raising an in season tournament banner? What's your thoughts on it?
I think that's what the Lakers are supposed to do. If it ain't the Lakers, it's supposed to be Boston. That's what they do. They hang banners like it's the number one. I'm telling you, any other team would have did the same thing because it's the first one and it's new. You know what I mean? It's going to be part of the new culture. They're not going to stop that. You know what I mean? Um, that's how I feel about it. I understand what Kobe said, but I believe if MJ or Kobe was playing, they'd have been playing hard, and they most likely would have been doing the same thing. You know what I mean? It's not
Mhm.
you didn't win. You won the tournament. The whole league played in the tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody played in the tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like you were the number one on the mountaintop. You know what I'm saying? Like I get what you're saying about Easter and blah blah, but nobody's playing for that. It's not baseball. Like you know what I'm saying? You're not playing for that. You're playing to be the best in the East because that's what you're playing. You're playing for a championship. They won the championship. It's weird, man. Like I get what you're trying to say, and I know what Kobe really was saying is like we're trying to win championships,
Oh yeah,
not
yeah,
just make it to the finals. That's really what he's saying.
yeah,
So, one more thing, to me,
yeah.
the Lakers need to. They're trying to show their dominance. So is Boston. Like we're Boston, to the Lakers. That we're dominant. We dominate the NBA. It's our culture. Because for a minute it was the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a generation that believe the Warriors were the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like they just was dominant. They didn't even know how dominant the Lakers was with Shaq and Kobe and Magic and Kareem. They just know the Warriors. So you got to get that back. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it. But everybody gonna complain because nobody likes anything new.
Yeah. And my thing is, I honestly, I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, it's because to me, it's the first in season tournament. So to me, this gives it in a sense, in a weird way, it gives it legitimacy. Like, because to me, if the Lakers in their storied tradition are
Hmm.
able to have a banner lifted in the rafters, that's gonna make this tournament even more successful. Because, like you
Right.
said, if this was a situation where the Pacers won that game, we essentially will we look at that in a sense and think,
Right.
oh, does it really count? This and the
Right.
third. So that's my thing with that. So it kind of gives it legitimacy, and I think it's just one of the things where it's gonna be here to say. And like I said, I think the Kobe situation. I think even if he was playing and they had an NCAA tournament, he would have relished in that. I think he would have relished in the opportunity
Right.
to win it, and it kind of give you that kind of college feel as well. So
Right.
I think it's kind of one of the things where I get that part of his analogy. And I know a lot of
Right.
people are thinking, oh, how he would feel, but I don't think he would even care. I mean, in my personal opinion, that's the old snippet
Right.
from when he was playing. I think if he's
Right.
in at the time, he'd be retired. It wouldn't even matter. But
Right.
my thing with it is just I mean, I necessarily don't have a problem with it because it just says in season tournament
Right.
champion. It's in season tournament winner.
Right.
It's not saying it's an NBA championship. It's
Right.
okay. And like you said, this is a first thing, and you have to give it some form of legitimacy
Right.
because no one is going to take this serious unless a NBA blue blood wins something like this.
Right.
So that's where I look at it from that standpoint. And I know people saying, "Oh, that's this kid," but like you said, everybody's always gonna have something to say. But hey, let them talk
Right.
because the thing about all this, the beauty of all that, you're still talking about the in-season tournament.
Right.
So obviously, if you didn't care about it, you wouldn't discuss it. Like I always say, like when people comment on my stuff, and I be thinking to myself, and it be pointless stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, you took the time and energy
Right.
to write something negative about something or
Right.
comment that I said about something, sports. Like that in my content could be like Commanders content, all kind of stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, you really could have spent that time making hot chocolate for your kids, but you wanna sit here and argue with me back and forth.
And we also know why. Okay, and if you want to look at the archives, we've talked about this. There's TV money coming up, so they have to put something else also because they have to put something else out there so we can basically watch it more. We can make sure we go and sit and watch it. Also, you have gambling involved, and then you also have so many podcasts now, and that you need is extra content that they could talk about. And the reason this is happening is because again, if you go back to 2020, you had the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah,
if Kobe didn't pass and he still was alive, he probably would be thinking completely different because things was taken from us. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
in his mind, he might look at the whole thing like, yeah, I get why we're gonna have the tournament. I get this, I get that. You know what I mean? We need
yeah,
some new stuff. Like a lot of people aren't as closed minded as they were before 2020. Now they're a little more open minded to things,
yeah,
and it's like you have to remind them of that. You know what I mean? It's just like no offense, like the Warriors. Everybody talked about their offense. Everybody said it was ruined. It was ruining basketball. But at the same time, guess what? They have
you
they
watched
they
it.
have to respect them because now they realize it wasn't a fad and it's actually talent. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah. You're watching it. You're watching it.
yeah,
So
it's
it's like at the end of the day, it's just like
entertaining, right?
everybody, everybody, you hate all you want. Oh man, Burger King make tacos. But you're still going to Burger King and getting them. So
The NFL
come on.
figured out a way to have a Super Bowl in some type of way because the championship game is in Vegas. So right now they can schedule it, and then people will pay their money to go see the championship. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's going to be there. You know what I'm saying? I think it's
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah. I mean, especially now, especially considering the fact if before we have a franchise in Las Vegas,
Right.
this is gonna be like a getaway. So like I mean, like I said, we never it like we talked about it last week. It generated excitement. Like I said, I watched a basketball game in the second Saturday in December from start to finish because of it. And then, like you
Right.
said, we talked about it. I sacrifice. I literally could be a preview of a wild card game that we may see in the next few weeks between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Cincinnati Bengals. Without Kevin McAllister, aka Joe Burrow, I'm watching a semifinal game a quarterfinal game against the Milwaukee Bucks and Indiana Pacers in Indiana, and it felt like a playoff atmosphere on a Monday in December, a random Monday in December, the first Monday in December, and what? So it's just like, yeah, y'all can hate all you want, but now it was ratings bonanza. We kept the receipts last week because it was a 46% increase of viewership that the first ABC game that was televised of the season, and it was up 40%, 46% between last year's Haba to Haba NBA Finals rematch between the Celtics and the Warriors.
Mm-hmm. And just to piggyback what we were talking about with Ja, think about where they're at right now. And because
Yep.
of the in-game tournament, which the in-game tournament was made because there were teams that was going to make a push after the All-Star game because of injuries. You know what I mean? So the in-game tournament to me is also helping players um, almost help a team like, hey man, this dude played good in the in-game in-season tournament, so he could put him in a trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of
Oh,
positives, no negatives. It's just that y'all need to stop acting, be more open-minded, stop acting old and like,
yeah.
uh, I would never do. Oh, he would never do that. Or you don't know that they probably did the same thing with the 3-point contest back in the day, and
Yeah.
probably the slam dunk. Like
Yeah.
all he could do is dunk. He can't do nothing else. Like, you know what I mean? Come on, man.
But one thing that really kind of with this in season tournament, we talked about this. What one thing that's been created, we got a Milwaukee, Indiana beef. Like,
Yeah,
and yeah, you
yeah,
got Halliburton doing a Dame time on them, and then the Pacers stealing the game ball when Giannis scored 64
yeah.
points last week. I'm like, yo,
It
we
did what it's
we
supposed to.
a rivalry has been born, and I'm
Right.
here for it. I cannot wait till the spring come when it's it's gonna be a war.
Right.
But
Hey,
shout out
you
to
know what's
Giannis.
crazy?
Yeah.
They said it's supposed to be the craziest or the toughest dude in the NBA. I forgot his name. He a black belt. His family black belts. But after that happened, you see they signed him to the team.
Oh, I know you talk about. Oh shoot. Who they signed? Because it's. Oh, I can't believe I never
And he
forgot.
played for like I think they say he played for a lot of teams.
Um, yeah, who, because I know you talk about, but the name really eludes me. I'm gonna look it up. Uh,
And they was talking, really talking bad about the Lakers. Like the bottom line is, man, the Lakers. I think I was talking to my dad, and I said
mhm.
they really don't need to lose anybody. The main person they need to lose is to me D'Lo, because D'Lo, if he ain't making shots, um, he's not helping them. Everybody else can play like somewhat scrappy defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And they can make points off of that.
but yeah, man, it's crazy. It yeah, it's a trip, man. But yeah, we got a definitely a new rivalry
Right,
in the Eastern Conference.
right,
Yeah, man. Oh, you look that up. Recent signings.
right.
Nah, this ain't it.
What's up?
Nah, I said this ain't who I thought it was.
I think he.
But yeah,
What team? I keep thinking he used to play for the Knicks. Big dude though. Big physical dude. It might be the
um,
Knicks from Miami.
yeah, it's crazy, man. I'll be like, it's wild. But yeah, let me try to find this now. But yeah, oop.
You get it?
I'm looking at their roster now. Let's see, Marquise Bolden. No, that's not him. But but yeah, man,
James
crazy, crazy,
Johnson?
crazy.
That ain't him?
James Johnson. I think James Johnson was in the Pacers. Yeah. Oh, you talking about for the Pacers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. James Johnson. Yeah, I thought you talking about Milwaukee. I was like
No, my
Milwaukee
bad. I
was
might have
playing
said it
back.
wrong. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. James
James
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah, from
Yeah.
Wake Forest. Yeah, he used to play for Chicago, and
Right.
quiet as kept. And I thought he was gonna be between like him and Tabo Savalosha. I
Mm-hmm.
thought he was gonna be like our LeBron stopper. That's when he was in Cleveland. And
Right.
I thought like those gonna be the two guys. Hey, he's gonna be like our the thorn on the side, as far as
Right.
that. But yeah, James Johnson. Yep. Yeah, he can. Oh yeah, he can fight. He can fight.
So look,
James Johnson.
ain't gonna be
Yeah.
just covered in the locker room now. And with my
Yeah,
ball.
Giannis. Yeah, shoot, Giannis. Yeah, Giannis. Yeah, if you get 64 points again against this team or higher, oh, you better get that ball right then and there. You need to shoot.
Yeah.
You need to get your head of security. Need to get that basketball immediately because you go in that locker room, you ain't getting that.
Man, I just hope that because I'm sure every time the Bucks play them, they're gonna blow them out. And I just hope they don't get into the playoffs. And then the Pacers just beat them. And I'm like, Giannis. Will be a better story though, because I'm sure Giannis after that probably gonna say, "Man, I need to leave."
You leave all you want. You leave all you want. I like it. I mean, Milwaukee's green, but I don't know if the grass gonna be green on the other side. Wherever you go, I'm telling you, man, you set. You
Hey,
gotta
hey,
stay in Milwaukee.
just ask Jordan Poole. Probably wish he was back in Gold State like a bug.
That's another story for a different
And
day,
Kuzma. I'm sure he wish he still was in LA.
man. Jordan Poole, he should have stayed in Golden State, man. He needed that. He needed the influence.
Hmm.
He can't. Yeah, I'm like, dude, it's like I be thinking to myself, God, like if I'm oh my God, if I'm Wes Unseld Jr., I'm like, yo, get me the hell out of here. Like, get me out of here. Cause this dude be driving me crazy. I look at his highlights and he drive me crazy. Lord knows if I had him having him every day in practice and action, watching him in practice and in game action, man, I'll be like, bro, get me out of this place. Get me out of this place. I'm Wes
Right.
Unseld Jr. I'm like, nah, man. Let's trade him. Let's get him out of here. Let's go somewhere. I'm like, damn. You think yourself like, damn, Golden State really traded Chris Paul, aka the dinosaur, for this dude. And you're like, oh, like, are you serious? Like, you think it's something? Man, you trade a guy that's about to be 38 next year. Well, he'll be 39. That's right, he's 38 now. Because he'll be 39 next year. So you traded at the time a 38-year-old guy for Jordan Poole. We thought that was crazy, but we think this is like, damn, I'm about to be like Mike Dunleavy might be the GM of the year for that. Because I'm like, yo, I'm like, and you took on his. I'm like, shoot, that might be the best. Because Jordan Poole, man, he putting up like the numbers, but it's like, dude, it's terrible to watch, dude. I'm like,
Oh my God.
yeah, man. Yeah, he needs some structure. You know.
Well, that's one of those choices you got to make, man. Either you want
Yeah.
to win championships or you want to get paid. You know.
I mean, hey, shout out to Jordan Poole, man. But yeah, yeah, dude looking a little crazy out here. I mean, his shot selection, what the shot, they looked at was like,
Hey,
what,
hey,
man?
hey. Um, Gil and them was talking to on the show was talking like that, and they was like, man, he ain't got to worry about it. He just need to go in there and do him. Average 40. Like,
Yeah, he do him all he want, and it's just looking crazy. That man shot a three from Richmond. I'm like, man, what are you doing? They look at him like, everybody. So I'm like, what are you doing? Like, Max is
hey, where I come
embarrassed.
from, we call that being a gun. Like my uncle Rico was a gun. He probably watched it. They used to be like, Rico, shoot it.
Dude, man, that is
A place that you should not be shooting the ball. That's what he was
embarrassing.
known. Mhm.
That's embarrassing, man. What he doing, man? That's just like, yo, he got to chill with that.
He traveled. Lord have mercy.
But yeah, so we're
Basketball.
gonna do here. All right, let me get that queued up. Share. All right, so we got that up.
Here we go.
Move that. All right. So what we'll do, so the next topic that I want to discuss, we talked about the like situation. We definitely got to talk about this Cameron Newton situation. So obviously, um, Cam Newton, for some bizarre reason, is just out here being disrespected by we talked about the babies a few years ago at the football camp on the 7-on-7, all that to say third, but this one is a very interesting disrespect on Cam. So so we'll start the clip. First off, it's gonna be fair use. So basically, this is a clip from Cam Newton's 4th and 1 show, and he talked about pretty much a few quarterbacks that he deemed as game managers, and he also provided the context as to why they are considered game managers. So it's not like him just pulling this out as just what. So we'll hear his take on it, and then Kimberly A. Martin, ESPN reporter, and her take on what Cam Newton said. We're gonna play that audio momentarily, and also as a friendly reminder, fair use, fair use.
These are game managers. They're not difference makers.
When you say game manager, I'm not asking you to go out and win the game. I'm just asking you not to lose.
Not to lose the game. Exactly.
Move past the outfit for a second. He literally said in the year of 2023, where it's all about NFL backups, where is Cam? Not on an NFL roster, right? So he's talking about all these NFL game managers.
When Cam Newton is looking.
Oh, what's that from?
Parody, Tua Tagovailoa, Jared Goff, and really, Dak Prescott. These are game managers. They're not difference makers.
When you say game manager, I'm not asking you to go out and win the game. I'm just asking you not to lose.
Not to lose the game. Exactly.
Move past the outfit for a second. He literally said in the year of 2023, where it's all about NFL backups, where is Cam? Not on an NFL roster, right? So he's talking about all these NFL game managers. He sounds like the people literally tweeting at me from their basement, like, get back in the kitchen. Like, it's like you are at home watching me. Like just turn the TV off.
Probably
like,
in the kitchen.
All right, so we're back at it here. So, Mel, what's your thoughts on the disrespect on our guy Cameron Newton?
Oh man. First off, Cam, I believe is doing that because he's trying to get some of that that podcast money and this and that to make content. I understand what he's saying too, and I on some type of way I'm on his side. Let's say Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott wants to do more, but he's lost a lot. So being the game manager and trying not to lose, I can understand why Dak is doing it. Say something, Coach.
I muted because I sneezed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, man, I'm at both sides. Like, I really, I understand what she's saying, and I understand what kind of like he's saying too. It's like, I don't know if that's probably why he's not playing, because he can't be those type of guys. He can't see himself being like a Phillip Rivers, or even Phillip Rivers. Maybe it took a lot for him to be, to be that type of guy. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but I feel like I don't know if it was I don't know if I don't feel disrespected for her telling him that, because I still want to see Cam play in the NFL, and I don't understand why he's not. You know what I mean? So, but a lot of stuff that he's saying is true. I think there's a lot of those guys out there he is better than. So that's all I can say.
Well, I think my issue, it's a few issues with it. I'm gonna talk about the Cam Newton portion, but I'm pro Cam Newton in this situation.
Yeah.
And and I understand, like, he gave a proper NFL
Right.
that analysis take on who he
Right.
deems is that. I think he talked about Brock Purdy, and he talked about Dak Prescott, and he also talked about Jared Goff. I don't know if that was a part of the clip, but I look at it from no step, and they talked about Tua, and I think in a sense the game manager connotation is not a bad thing. And especially for their situations, you look how successful Dallas is, even though, with their loss last week,
Right.
Dallas is successful. Miami is successful. Detroit Lions are successful. But the beauty about their situation is they have weapons. They have guys where, hey, you don't have to do much. You look at Tua. I got, probably one of the fastest. I got the best wide receiver in the game in Tyreek Hill. I got a guy like a Jalen Waddle. I got a guy like him on the other end of that. I got Maserati. I got Mozart. Or what I forgot. I think it's Mozart. Their running back. And he's one of the best running backs in the league as far as from a statistical standpoint. You look at Dallas. You got a guy like a CD Lamb there. Detroit, you got one of the St. Brown boys there. And so it's like, I get it. And the thing about Kimberly Martin, I think that was disrespectful because of who it came from. Because you are taking personal attacks at Cam Newton. You're almost saying that pretty much you took a personal shot about his attire and what he wear, and then saying that he sounded like the people who argued against her essentially had the connotation of people that live in a basement, pretty much considering, when they say basement, that's always like the ad hominem in a sense for somebody who essentially lives at home with their parents and they live in the basement of their home. That's the connotation with that. But Cam Newton, the thing with that is you got to put, like, he's a perfect example of telling you what a quarterback is, like, as far as, because you look at his situation when he won an MVP. He was not a game manager. He moved the needle for the Carolina Panthers. You look at even with the team that he led. I mean, you think about who was their wide receivers. Ted Ginn Jr., who probably was a better receiver than the actual wide receiver in his own right. No disrespect, but if you look at it from a statistical standpoint, that he had Corey Brown, that's another wide receiver on the other side. He had Jonathan Stewart as his running back, and then his leading receiver was Greg Olsen, which is the tight end. So he was more than a game manager in an MVP season. And to me, Cam Newton, he's too accomplished to be disrespected like that. I mean, you got to think about it. And so my thing with Kimberly Martin is, like, to me, it almost goes back to when we talked about the situation with what's his name? What's his name? From NBC. Rodney Harrison, when he talked about Zach Wilson. Because to me, Kimberly Martin, she's accomplished. Like, she's been she's been an NFL reporter for years. She was with for the Jets for many years. She's even with the Washington Post, had a cup of coffee with the Washington Post. So to me, for her, she's good enough to a point where she could have articulated a better response to that. Like, because she can bring up points where I don't necessarily, I respectfully disagree with Cam Newton because this and third, because Kimberly Martin can she's around the game. She's not an outsider. She's an insider in the game. So to me, she could have provided, okay, well, I disagree with Cam Newton because this and third, because I look at Dak, he's maybe carrying this team. I disagree with Tua, this and the third. So I think, in my personal opinion, it was just disrespectful on her end to even bring it up. And not to find it. I got you. I'm gonna let you.
No, I ain't saying nothing. You good? You right.
Okay. Oh, my bad. Okay. So yeah, and that's my biggest issue with it. It's just she would have been able to create a response, because if remind you, if it was the other way around and he said something about her personal attire and this and the third, saying she ain't nothing but somebody in the basement, we'd have problems.
Right.
But in his right, he would be okay to say that because he's been an NFL quarterback. So that's where it's just like, I just find it funny for her to bring up personal stuff about Cam instead of actually creating a better response to what Cam said.
Right. I'm with you, and listen, that's why I said I really didn't. As I think from my standpoint, if like the making fun of his clothes, all that stuff, and how he said it, I know there is a perspective of he's coming kind of bitter because he's coming off like he's been blackballed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but I didn't want to put that out there like that because when you have a guy like Cam Newton, he's creative. So like if you have a system, it's hard. I don't know if it's hard or not. I'm not him, but I feel like he's very creative, and you got to let the chains loose a little bit. And it's probably hard for him to be a game changer. Like Brett Favre was a gunslinger. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, man, why you throw that ball like that? You know what I'm saying? Like he feed it in there. But I don't know. I think also, man, ESPN is trying to figure. Well, those channels are trying to figure out a way to um, entertain the new eyes that's watching them. They're competing with these different shows. They're popular. They're still First Take and all that's still number one. ESPN is still number one, but they're having to deal with other podcasts that people are starting to trust them more than what I mean. So I feel like they aren't as strict on them as much as so they let them say some wild stuff. It's like they promoting them to say something over the top. You know what I mean? And it's not. It's kind of and eventually you may not be there, and people gonna remember everything that you're saying at this point. Because no offense, I feel like this allegedly Stephen A. is right now is trying to figure out a way to get out of that, to get people to watch his show, his channel, and this and that. He can show a different side to him because you know how he is on ESPN. You know what I mean? And some of the stuff that he's done and some of the stuff that he said, it's like he's trying to figure out how can I push that away and y'all focus on what I'm doing over here. That makes sense to you.
But my thing with it is, Cam Newton really wasn't like hating on them.
Yeah.
It's just he just described what a game manager is, and that my thing is, I always hate how people think that's a negative thing. There's nothing wrong with
Nothing
being
wrong.
a game,
Yeah.
and honestly, in theory, as a quarterback, you have to manage the game. So it's like, regardless if you are the one that can initiate it, or you have enough resources to pull around. And I think how I looked at it is their situations, because I think you look at how successful these teams are, and yeah, if you look at situation, when these guys turn the football over, these guys lose football games. I mean, it's simple as that. And like Kimberly Martin, and I understand, yeah, you want to have that shock factor, but you're better than that. You're better than that. And that's the thing. What I tell you with Ron Harris, like Kimberly Martin, you are an accomplished NFL reporter. We want to hear your analysis of the game, and I think that's why I think people fail to realize. Yes, people might look at that type of stuff. Because like one of my favorite shows to watch is Pro Football. The show with Chris Sims and Mike Florio, because they break it down. They break the game down without the frills and all that stuff, because that's what you want. You got those guys been in the league. Obviously, Chris Sims has played in the league. And then also Mike Florio, he's covered the league for decades. And that's what I want, that type of situation. Then you don't have to come in and talk about he sound like somebody from the basement. I'm like, no, that's you're better than that. You got to give us analysis. Like you don't get up and you talking like that. No.
So she said he sound like somebody from the basement. Is she trying to say he sound like a cheap podcaster? Is that really what she's trying to say?
No, she basically, like I said, it's like an ad hominem attack of pretty much when people say stuff like that. It's like, think about it, it's like somebody who lives at home with their parents and they live in the basement. Like, yeah, when you sit down and think about it. So she's comparing him to the people who complain to her about her takes, this, that, third, people who hate on her for the take. But she got to realize Cam didn't say nothing to her.
Right.
So why would she even say that he sound like one of the people that say I need to stay in the kitchen, this, that, and the third? But in the same token, you talk about he sound like somebody that essentially is a bum. When we talk about somebody who live who live in the basement. That's their ad hominem attack. If you ever be on the internet and you dealing with certain types of people, they'll always say, "Oh yeah, you're hating on me and you're in your mama's basement." That type of stuff. And I just thinking to myself, yeah. So yeah, it's an ad hominem attack against Cam Newton, and it's stupid.
Arguably the best quarterback of all time started off as a game manager.
But
Tom Brady, he did. You couldn't give him a minute and 30. He was gonna go. You could give him a minute and 30. He was coming.
Yeah, and even with all that, you still have to manage the game as a quarterback. So that's why I hate that factor of being a game manager. And plus with Brock Purdy, I'm just like, there's nothing wrong with him being a game manager. If you got Deebo Samuels and on one side and you got Christian McCaffrey, of course I'm not gonna screw that up. I'm gonna throw it to Deebo. And I got Trent Williams blocking for me.
And you have a genius, offensive genius as a coach.
Yeah,
as a coach, like you know what I'm saying, like who's basically was an offensive coordinator for a lot of quarterbacks. So the trust is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody talks about that either. They always say his weapons.
Yeah.
But you got to understand who his head coach is too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and them provide a game plan for him, and that's like the same thing with like Miami. Like you got Mike McDaniel there, and he's got the fast wide receivers. He got a great running back. Yeah, don't screw it up. Like, because I mean that's what he's here for. Because obviously him and Flores did not get along. That's why Mike McDaniels is there.
Right.
And don't screw up the football. Like, especially now with we get ready to come into playoffs. You damn right. You better be a game manager, because if you screw up, you mess around, throw interceptions and mess this up, we're going home, and we're going home for good. Hell no, like no, it's okay to be a game manager. That's why, like, I hate that connotation. It's okay, like
you know what you right, and really that's what you're supposed to do. Like just a movie, Any Given Sunday. If you really pay attention to both quarterbacks, the starting quarterback got hurt. And he was more of a game manager than Jamie Foxx's character. Jamie Foxx's character, he had to learn how to be or trust to be a game manager. You know what I mean? Because sometimes the ego would get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're right. There's nothing wrong with it. That's good. That's good to say. There's really nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm at a point, it's a safe place. It's okay to be it's okay to be a game manager.
That's RG3.
Well,
no, let me explain what I mean by that. Because it was a lot of pressure on RG3 to be a specific way. And I think if he would have just sat back and trust and be more of a game manager, he'd been all right. He said that now. He said if he can get another chance, he said, I understand when to lose my legs, when to slide, and when to run out of bounds. This is what he said. I think those are all part of being a game manager.
Yeah. He had to manage effectively. And I mean, but he didn't, unfortunately, and then him wanting to be a pocket passer, it's a lot of stuff that comes with that type of stuff. So it's like, I mean, he, when he was effective in Washington, he was. He did what he had to do. But and that's why I think, and then kind of, I'm gonna reel it back in with it. You got a great segue to it, because you gotta think to yourself. I know between RG3 and Dan Orlovsky, which are her colleagues. I guarantee you they have said stuff in the past that have been outrageous takes. She never comes for them. Like, I know Dan Orlovsky. I love Dan Orlovsky. He's great. He be saying some stuff, and you think to yourself, ain't nobody pulling his card. RG3 be doing the same stuff, and I'd be like, ain't nobody you. Kimberly A. Martin, you're not pulling it. And compared to Cam, Dio and RG3 careers, you can't even compare them compared to what Cam Newton did in his NFL career.
Right.
but he gets this disrespect. I'm like, oh, y'all, hey, we roll with it. But I'm telling y'all, man, I know the women and the babies be the first one off the boat, but man, y'all gotta stop disrespecting Cam Newton.
He a free agent.
I know. I'm like, yeah, if you
I just
yeah,
thought
you
about
be a
that the
free
other
agent,
day.
right? And then that's a little young fool because I'm like, you got this kid over here that went through the heartache of being part of one of the best teams in college football, don't even get no time. He got his stuff straight, won a championship at JUCO and won at Auburn, and had a 4,000 yard passing season his rookie year and a league MVP. You say you're free agent all you want to. I want to see where that kid lands. Having that
I'm
type
gonna
of
look him up.
attitude.
I'm
I'm
gonna
telling
look
you,
him
man.
up. See where he
I'm
at.
telling you, man. Y'all can't. I'm telling y'all guys. I'm telling you, I keep telling people like, yo, if you trying to be in the same position as him, you try to disrespect him all you want, because he gonna find out if he gets to the league, it's not for long. NFL stands for not for long. So
Right.
be careful. Be careful. Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
And
Cam
that's
Newton giving you
quote
this
that
opportunity.
I spoke to a dude that's playing in the league, and he said, "Man, the faster you see he said 1 minute you see a dude in a joint, next thing you know he over there putting stuff in the trash bag, walking out, and then a dude walking in. You know what I'm saying? Another dude walking in.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
We get that text. Hey, man, I need you to come to the facility and bring your playbook. I mean, they told Paul Vontae Davis he couldn't even call his grandmama. They sent him to Indianapolis and he want to call his grandmother before he get on the flight. No, you need to get on this flight before because weather might be bad. So you need to get on this flight right now. Oh, I'm telling you, man. Watch the Hard Knocks with the Miami Dolphins. You see that scene, man? That mess. That break your heart, man. I'm dead serious, man. That man couldn't even call his own grandma, dog. Man, as I said, man, NFL cutthroat, bro. Like I'm telling you, man.
My favorite Hard Knocks is when AB came in with the hot air balloon.
that dude, man. I already knew like this dude ain't gonna make it through all the season, man. Cause man, he got too many antics, and then the whole thing with the foot. I'm like, oh, dude, then with the helmet. I'm like, dude, you're making the show. No, doubt you're carrying the show.
Right.
But good Lord, you got so much stuff going on. I'm like,
but you know what's weird about that? Who'd have thought that
Yeah.
that team would have had so much drama all the way to this year?
Yeah, man. But hopefully they get all together. But yeah, man, that was another thing. And I'm like, man, that's why I'm so glad Mike Mayock is not a part of this chaos no more. He deserved better. He do. And I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, they like he ain't making no moves. Cause I like this dude too smart to be making these dumb draft decisions. That's why I was like, man, I know they pulling the strings. I know Gruden pulling the string. Cause I'm like, ain't no way. Cause Mike Mayock is a great talent.
They still paying him too, ain't they? They still paying Gruden, ain't they? And it wasn't like $100 million for like 10 years or something like that.
Yeah, because of what he signed, God, like who knows when
17 or 18?
Something like that.
I think it was like 18 or 19. Yeah, he got like a 10 years joint. I don't even talk about that contract.
I'm so glad Mike Mayock is out of that scenario, man. They set my boy up to fail. But yeah, man. I said, man, put some respect on Cam's name, man.
Man, Cam, they said that he's been getting some phone calls. Man, the story would be great, Cam, man, if you can get back on the field and play. I think the league really needs you for real. Because I think my man that played for the Seahawks, I think he out there. I think he having a mental breakdown.
Geno.
Yeah, I think Geno, things were going well, and I think he's breaking. I know he's hurt, but and then when the young man just had a great game.
Drew Luck.
Yeah, Drew Luck had a great game. So I think Geno about to be done.
Yeah,
But I
man.
think Bridgewater is retiring too.
Yeah. He retired in the season. Yep.
That'd be a great story. Cam come back.
He need to go. If it weren't for Bryce Young, Lord, he definitely need to go back to Carolina because, dude, it was like 15 people at that game last week. And people talking about something. They were selling tickets for 45 cents. I'm like, dude, how? I swear to you, man, the tickets, the fees cost more than the ticket itself. Just imagine that. And I'm like, dude, like Cam Newton packed the house 2 years ago for this place, and I'm thinking to myself, man, if it weren't for Bryce Young, man, how this dude play for the next 3 games? Well, the final home games, and bring some energy back in that place. I like, man, people talk about something raining, man. People, man, you know how diehard NFL fans are. They don't care about no rain. You only had like 15 people show up. And I'm like, man, it was bizarre, man. I thought it was fake. And they like, nah, man, this how many people look. 18 minutes before the game. I'm like, yeah, everybody must be getting snacks or going to the bathroom. Nah, everybody in their seat.
It looked like it was COVID.
It's like the bathroom was empty. Concession stands empty. Everybody in their seat.
I am like, legend too.
Damn. Right,
had fake people like remember COVID when they had the fake people sitting in the seat.
And then I remember I was gonna get one like a cardboard cutout with my face at the time. I thought about getting that, but I'm like, then you had to go and pick it up at FedEx. I'm like, I ain't driving 2 hours to get no cardboard thing of me. Send it to me in the mail. But they don't think they had a mail option. So I'm like, I ain't doing that. I ain't driving all the way to Maryland and get a cardboard statue of myself.
Do you know how funny that would have been if I'm watching a damn Commander game and I see you there with some chicken fingers or whatever you was gonna be in?
Yeah, it would be a still picture. It would be a still picture.
With a couch coach line shirt on, hoodie on, grinning like that is hilarious.
Yeah, but you had to pick it up. I'm like, it defeats the purpose.
It'd be different if traffic wasn't crazy up there.
Yeah,
I mean, it works.
Right, for sure. But yeah, man. So we got a great slate of games this weekend heading to our Christmas holiday. We got some, and this year, man, between the NBA and NFL, we got a hell of a weekend. Like talking about some.
Did you pick any NBA games?
I mean, as far as
games to watch.
Not really. I mean, kind of, sort of. Okay. Yeah, like if you go one way, I got another way. Okay. But yeah, this ain't the Christmas to be like, oh, let's sit around and watch movies. No, we even watching the Broncos and the Patriots play. Because who knows what's going? I don't know if Sean Payton gonna cuss Russell Wilson out or Russell Wilson gonna choke Sean Payton if he talk to him again like that, dude. There's so much stuff going on this weekend. I swear to you, man. It's gonna be a hell of a weekend. So, what's your game to watch this weekend? What you got?
I got man. I got a couple. Let's see. Basically, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm keeping my eye on the wild card. It's a lot of 7-7 and 8-6 teams. But the AFC South, I don't know if they're really promoting it like that, but it's some great football going on, and it's a 3-way tie. But I got the 8-6 Bengals versus the Steelers, which is 7-7. I got the 8-6 Jaguars versus the Buccaneers, and I got the Seahawks versus the Titans. The Titans, I think, are already out the picture with but then I got the Browns versus the Texans. The Browns are 9-5 and the Texans are 8-6. So there's some important games going on right now. And then the wild card picture is crazy with the Texas 8-6, Bills 8-6, Broncos 7-7, Steelers 7-7, Raiders 6-8, and the Chargers 5-9. They still got a chance for that wild card spot. So by these games.
Yeah. Yeah. Max it's only one on the calendar. And I gotta make sure that my middle-aged self stay up on Christmas night. We got the Ravens and the 49ers, what could potentially be a Super Bowl preview. Man, that's gonna be probably one of the best games to watch this weekend. I mean, you think to yourself, so many storylines because now Lamar Jackson is now gonna be is a part of MVP conversation, and compared to Brock Purdy, so it's this is gonna be such a great game. It's gonna be a lot of games. Just like I said, I talked about it earlier. Man, ain't nobody watching Christmas movies this year. We got so much stuff going on in sports. Like I said, hell, even the Sunday night matchup is kind of intriguing just for silly stuff like that. But
You know,
I don't
crazy
know,
thing.
man. Yeah.
Said something about movies. The Color Purple's coming out. So hey, you might have some freedom to watch the game.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
type of way. When I was young, I'm telling you, the women disappeared when Color Purple came. I was in Germany. They disappeared. I remember that, man. I was like, and it was like, I'm talking all of them disappeared for the Color Purple. And I already heard a lot of people got their tickets for them. So hey, that's good. They got some good games out, man.
Yeah. Because we ain't not watching no Christmas movies, none of that. Because at this point, like I said, even and then I think in the NBA, the only thing is just like I'm glad they got the snooze fest, the Philadelphia 76ers versus Miami Heat in this 8:00 slot, because ain't nobody watching that game. We watching Ravens versus 49ers. I do like that we do got Lakers and the Celtics on Christmas Day. So I mean that's another thing. But like you got so even the Christmas Eve slate is pretty good. I mean, you got like Dallas and Miami playing at 4:00. You got some even Christmas Day slate is good too. I mean, nice triple header. You got the Raiders and the Chiefs and the Arrowhead. Then you got the Eagles versus the Giants, which it's the division game. It's a toss up. You got Tommy DeVito. Is he gonna get extra cutlets on Christmas for beating the beating the Eagles potentially? The Eagles now coming off a 3-game losing streak, and Tommy Cutlets add more to that lore, and it's gonna be fun.
Steelers.
Yeah, man. We got a lot of stuff. I think we got so much stuff going on. We got Super Bowl matchups. We got Tommy Cutlets. What more can you ask for this holiday weekend? Crazy. Tommy Cutlets.
Right.
Give me marinara, and then that's the beauty thing about all that is, he'll be home in time, even though it'll be that's a midday game. He can have cutlets at his mama at home, and folded laundry by 8:00 at night when he comes back across the bridge to get to New Jersey. Back to Jersey.
Who do you think go win the AFC South?
AFC South. I still think it's gonna be the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think
they're gonna pull it out.
Yeah, I think Jags will pull it out. And because once you're out again, CJ Stroud out again this week. So that's another thing. Yeah, and then I like the Colts. I still ain't convinced with the Colts. Like the Colts is still, I don't know. This is weird. Like how the George God. That's another one. The George God himself, Gardner Minshew, was just like doing his thing, and it's just weird. But I think it's gonna be Jacksonville, the Jags. I think they're gonna ultimately win. Even though they've kind of failed. Obviously, you think to themselves, they just lost to the Ravens in prime time, then they also lost to Joe Wacko Flacco. So, but yeah, man, that's I'm telling you, man, the NFL, man, I'm telling you, man, and even so. Before we even started, I'm already like kind of turned up about this week, and sports holiday actually starts tomorrow, so we'll do our pick 7, and so they'll lose to our pick 7. So we got, like I said, this is going to be a very pivotal weekend. We got the 7-7 Saints versus the 7-7 Rams in LA on Amazon Prime. 6:59. Put on your TV at 6:59. Oh, it's gonna be there. You see Taylor Rooks about CM20.
I'm going with the Rams.
You're gonna go with the Rams. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Los Angeles Rams as well. And this at home. Then we got the Browns versus the Texans on Christmas Eve matinee. What you got?
Texans.
Give me the pride of Delaware. Give me Joe Wacko Flacco and the Cleveland Browns. We got the Miami Dolphins hosting the Dallas Cowboys in a 4:25 game. What you got?
I'm going with the Dolphins because I think it's important for them to beat a team like the Cowboys. Where are they playing at? Are they playing in Miami?
Miami. Yeah, Miami.
Oh yeah, I'm going with the Dolphins.
Yeah, man. In a weird way, I hate doing this. In a weird way, I think the Cowboys gonna bounce back. I can't see them.
They're not playing at home, coach.
I know. I understand. I'm kind of give them a little something. I ain't because I think this going to end up happening. I can't see them losing 2 straight, but I think they're going to lose this one because especially you look at what happened against Buffalo. All they got to do is run Maserati, and it's a wrap. Dude, Josh Allen's had like 94 passing yards last week. If you just run the football down their throats, what your boy DeMarcus Lawrence said, just hit them in the MF and mouth, but they got hit in MF mouth last week and didn't do nothing. So give me the Miami Dolphins.
Right. Okay. I caught you.
Yeah, because I was going to allude to it because then I was like, I can't see it, but I can see it because of the running game. I was going to give something else on that one. So we got a Patriots versus Broncos, a very sneaky Thursday, Christmas Eve night game in Colorado. Even though it's irrelevant from a record standpoint, but hey, it's going to be a primetime game on Christmas Eve.
I felt like that last game that the Broncos and Peyton and Russell Wilson was doing okay. They was putting something together. But I think the mask was taken off last week. Mm-hmm. And I think the Patriots don't really have nothing to lose. And there's one thing about the Patriots, when their team, they always, if anything, they like hurting people. You know what I mean? Yeah. They like hurting people. So I'm going with the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Patriots as well. Like you said, the Broncos, in theory, got their knees bent off against the Detroit Lions last week, and like you said, the Sean Payton and Russell Wilson fiasco just went over. And I'm like, look, Sean Payton, you better not talk to my quarterback like that. Don't be ever talking. Don't be talking to this man in his face like this man, a 35-year-old man. This man grown. This man a 2-time Richmond Times-Dispatch Player of the Year. Put some respect on my boy Russ. Don't be talking to him like a child. He a man.
Yeah, Hall of Famer too.
You win the Richmond Times-Dispatch Player of the Year twice. You a man, dog. Treat Russell. Put some respect on Russell Wilson. Well, yeah, So give me Bailey Zappi and the New England Patriots. He'll be your Santa Claus in Boston. You'll get a win, kids, in the Boston area.
Yeah.
Just leave Bailey Zappi some cookies and milk when they come back to Boston on Monday morning.
So what team you going for?
The Patriots.
You're going to Patriots. That's why you did.
Bailey Zappi, aka the Santa Claus of Massachusetts. So don't leave Santa no milk and cookies. Leave Bailey Zappi some milk and cookies. Then we got a Christmas Day triple header. Like I said, man, ain't no Christmas movie being watched, man. So we got the Raiders versus the Chiefs at Arrowhead. What you got?
I'm going with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs the last few weeks have looked very, very bad. And I think to show their dominance, they need to go in. They need to win this game. Because this is a division game too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they need to go in there and show they still the Chiefs. I think they need to limit, and the way of doing that is limited. Can Darius Toney?
Oh.
I think they should have work with another receiver, maybe.
Pretty
You know,
much.
I'm just saying, hey man, you know, you got to do something.
Man. Yeah, man. Yo, cause your boy Kadarius Tony, he might mess around and be the Grinch in this game, bro. Sit him. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, you gotta put on the show. We know our girl Tay gonna be at the game. It's Christmas. She gonna be with her boo.
She just had her
So
birthday too.
yeah, you know. Shout out to the 1989 kids, her and Travis Kelsey, the 89 kids. But yeah, give me the Chiefs in this matchup. Yeah, I think they're gonna take care of business. Plus, Tay gonna be there. I mean, you gotta spend Christmas with the ones you love. So Tay gonna be there. So
Right.
you already know what it is. Then we got and sandwich in between the triple header, we got the Giants versus the Eagles in a short bus ride for both teams. Well, in this case, the Giants, as they go to Philly. Who you got in this matchup?
I'm going with the Eagles. They haven't been looking good. They lost 3 games in a row. It's really kind of messed up Jalen Hurts' stock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just laughing at you because I said something. You just seem like you just grin like, yeah, he ain't looking too good.
Oh, no, he's not. Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody talking about some flu game loading.
Nah,
dog.
yeah, and I told my dad. My dad said something. I said, Dad, you know really what's wrong? I said that offensive coordinator's gone, so he has a little more freedom. You see what I'm saying? So, like again, like what we were talking about last time, some people when they have that freedom, become an issue. Like last year, to me, it was more scheme, and they seemed like they were the smartest offensive team in the NFL. He's starting to look more like Josh Allen right now. Like you're running entirely too much.
Yeah. I'm really curious. I know we look at Tommy DeVito as like this running Italian stallion joke, but low key, I really want to see how he does against his Philadelphia Eagles defense.
Mm-hmm.
You look at like what he did with Drew Lock. I mean, you gotta think to yourself, their defense. You look even my little nephew. He put up almost 700 yards. Well, probably more than 700 yards in the 2 matchups that we had against them. In our 2 matchups, and I think to myself, low key, I don't know. Part of me want to jump off the ledge. It is Christmas, and I'm not drinking eggnog. This is complete water in my cup. But I kind of think the Giants gonna win this game, man. I got a strange feeling the Giants gonna win this game.
I knew you was gonna say that too.
I got a weird feeling. I really want to see what Tommy DeVito does against this Philly defense. They're on the ropes.
It's very intriguing.
Yeah, and you know, Tommy, get your cutlets.
Hey, is the Eagles still number 1 in the division?
Oh, they're tied. No. The Cowboys. Yeah, the Cowboys. Number 1 in NFC East. Yeah, Cowboys. And that's a crazy thing about our situation where, you know, they got the Dolphins, and then they got the Eagles got the Giants. So it's kind of one of those where it's gonna be interesting how that's gonna, you know, going into the final week, because they, you know, and the Eagles got, and it's funny because we kept on saying, well, even though they lost, well, you got 2, you know, you play the Eagles twice, and then you got to play the Cardinals twice. It's a National Football League. Arizona put up 29 points against San Francisco last week, and it's like, you know, you know, these teams that are bad like this, they're not like the Washington Commanders are just letting things just let people lay down and just beat them. Most of these bad teams are actually having effort and playing games and playing to win, unlike the Washington Commanders. But my point, I'll be here to 2024 to talk about this team. So I'll move forward. Then wrapping up our holiday weekend, we got the Ravens versus the 49ers.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm going for the 49ers.
Yeah, give me the 49ers as well. It's a home game. I think it's going to definitely help solidify Brock Purdy as the MVP. How you go from Mr. Irrelevant to the MVP in less than 2 years. So I think it's going to be somewhat of a statement game for him. Yeah.
I think for the Ravens, I think that they need this. If they go in, I picked them to lose because I felt like I want them to have that feeling. So when they get in the playoffs, they'd be like, man, I don't want this feeling anymore. Because this has been, I think Lamar ain't played a playoff game in about 2 years.
Yeah, because he's been on December the last 2 years. I
Right.
think was it 2021?
And I think it was something like he
Yeah.
because he threw like an interception or something like that, but I just feel like I picked them to lose because I want them to like, man, take this in because they gonna win the division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I'm like, take this in so you ain't got to be this because I got y'all winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and the thing with the Ravens is, I think it's imperative, especially if I'm looking at them in Miami. I'm trying to get that number 1 seed. I want to get that bye week. I want Kansas City to come to my house. If we hold serve, win our first game, and then we want Kansas City to come to the crib and see what they made of. This is a very, very important game, and that's where it gets kind of tricky. Where if the Ravens win, that's still where they're at. If the Dolphins win, think about if the Dolphins and the Ravens lose, Kansas City's only one game out, and then you think to yourself like, man, because you want that number 1 seed. You want like you said. Do you really want you want to go to Arrowhead the third week? The fourth week in January? No, you don't. You don't. You don't. I know people gonna say, "Oh yeah, we up for a challenge. I don't care. We can play on Earth with Pluto. We can play at Mars. You rather play at the bank. You rather play at the bank than go to Arrowhead. Let's just be for real. I want to sleep in my own bed when I gotta play Patrick Mahomes the night before. Well, not the theory, but you know what I mean. But I want to be at the crib when I face Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Right.
And it's a championship. For sure. I want them on the road.
You know what I mean? Because something up with them. They missing something. Like they really should have been out there trying to get them a receiver. Even if, like they really should have been trying to get them a receiver, man, because that's their issue. It's been an issue all year. Yeah. Like we literally could sit there and say, and even off that, even when that dude had to hold out to get his contract, they should have took care of that before it happened. And then you dealing with Kadarius Toney where he's having these drops. Like I know people saying they trying to give him some type of encouragement, but the fact that he said, like, it's Patrick Mahomes and these are the Chiefs, like they're Super Bowl bound now, like they are new Patriots. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I think they're trying to weigh the situation out, and I think and it's crunch time for him. I mean, especially now, you only got 3 games left in the regular season, and you definitely gonna have to put on in the playoffs. Because I mean, even though like we say jokingly, like just bench them, but they're so thin in the wide receiver position. These needed, so it's like you really can't essentially just throw him away at this point. Because I mean, we're already too far gone. You're not gonna do a Bill Belichick and get rid of him. Like I remember Bill Belichick cut a dude the night before the Super Bowl. Like what? Like you're not gonna do this in Kadarius Toney way, but I mean he just got to step it up. I mean, we understand that guys drop footballs this and third. He gonna have to step it up. I mean that's the only thing about with Kadarius Toney. He just got to step it up. And like we said, I know we talked about was like it was a red flag for to even pick him up in the first place. But I mean the deed is done, and he we can go back and have revisionist history all we want. But hey, all he got is these next final 3 regular season games, and he got the playoffs. And
Right.
he's gonna have to show out. So I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm like, if I'm Baltimore or Miami, I'm here. I'm trying to have Patrick Mahomes at the crib in the AFC Championship game. That's all I'm thinking. Because if we take care of business in our first, you get that week off. And I love how people say, that it hurts your rust, but I'm like, no, stay off your feet, get some rest, and get ready for, because you only got essentially 3 games. Think about it. You got 3 games to play. You 2 games away to go in the Super Bowl and 3 wins from winning it all.
Right.
Take your rest.
Do what you got to do.
Facts. I know I take it. Shoot. And just get off my feet for a week. Let Harbaugh or McDaniels tell me get off my feet for a week. All right. Guess what? I ain't leaving this couch. I ain't leaving this couch to practice on Wednesday.
Right.
You think I'm not? I ain't taking my butt off this couch until I gotta go to the facility on Monday.
I'm just trying to chill the avenue.
Hey man, facts. Like, man, I got time for that. I know I don't. So we're gonna put a poll on the night show. So we're gonna do our game ball. Who gets this week game ball for you, Mike?
Man, I'm cheating, man. I'm giving it to Ja. Did what he's supposed to do, played well, kept the intensity, kept the everything 100% grade A, talent, did what he was supposed to do. And I think he's gonna do better. You know what I mean? Didn't hold back. So I'm giving it to Ja.
Yeah, man. So I need all the Baker Mayfield haters to exit the show or keep your mute the podcast. Shout out to Game Ball this week has got to go to Baker Reagan Mayfield. Yes, Baker Reagan. That's his middle name, Reagan Mayfield. Our guy had a perfect passer rating. So he went for 381 yards, 4 touchdowns, 158.3 passer rating. He's the first visiting quarterback to have a perfect passer rating at Lambeau Field. And if you don't know about Lambeau Field, you're like, oh, haters would be like, oh, Lambeau Field was created in 2020. It's a brand new stadium. Nah, dog. Lambeau Field was first opened in 1957.
Wow.
So once again, we talk about I know a bunch of babies, and women was hating on Baker and Cam, but you got to put some respect on Cam, and you got to put on respect for my guy Baker Reagan Mayfield.
Wow.
Yes.
That's crazy. Congratulations,
Shout out to Baker. Shout out to Baker. Like as our boy affectionately used to call him, shout out our guy Baker the touchdown maker. He definitely was a touchdown maker. So we hear. So
that's funny.
So we'll put a bow on tonight's show. What's your final thoughts?
Man, great show. You know what I'm saying? Merry Christmas and everybody have a nice holiday. It's almost over with. 2024, here we come.
Yeah, man. Another great show, like you said. Happy holidays to everybody, man. Like you said, everybody just enjoy the season. Like you said, don't be stressed. Everybody just enjoy the season, enjoy time with your family, enjoy enjoy this opportunity that we get to celebrate with our friends and family and our loved ones. And hey, man, just enjoy it. We got great football, so hey, what more can you ask for? It's funny. We always think about Thanksgiving as like the food, family, this and third, but Christmas really looking like some food, football, fun, family, basketball, all kind of stuff. LeBron James, all kind of stuff. So we got a lot of stuff going on this holiday. But yeah, man. So yeah, this is the penultimate show of the year. So we got one more final show next week as we put a bow on the year of 2023, and we'll get you guys ready for the brand new year 2024 as we kick off essentially the 10th year here at Couch Coach Live. So we gotta, we'll get all that going next year, and but we got one more show next week, next Wednesday, and we'll wrap up the year. And social media and what you got going on social media.
Oh man, Deshaun Morgan, Facebook, DT Morgan 78, Instagram. Getting ready for this holiday and all that. I ain't got much to do.
Yeah, same here, man. So basically, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, pretty much all social media at Couch Coach Live. Also checking the website, couchcoachlive.com. You can check out game recaps from VCU men's and women's games. Also, you can check out the podcast there on as well, Couch Coach Live. Check out, you can listen to podcasts there. And also just check out the articles on there as well. And then also other podcast Commanders in the Chat. You can check that out every Thursday at 9:00 Eastern Standard Time. Social media, that is at Commanders ITC. Yeah, man, just like I said, the holidays, just trying to get all my ducks in a row, dotting my I's and crossing my T's for the holiday season. But we're here. So, but great. Once again, another great show. We'll catch you guys next week. And once again, happy holidays to everyone. We'll catch you guys next week. And we're out.
Welcome.